All right. I'm going to tell you guys this story today. Okay? This story happened, let's see, it's been about 6 years ago. And Dad and me went hunting. Eli's dad and me went hunting. And we were all by ourselves. And it was getting dark time and the sun was going down. We decided that we were going to go look on the mountain. Okay? So we decided that we were going to get on our four-wheeler. So we hopped on our four-wheeler. And Jared's driving. So and we start going down the mountain. And I'm sitting back there behind him holding on tight. Because he likes to go really fast. And it makes me fall back. And I have to hold on really tight. So we're going down the mountain and we're looking, got our binoculars out. Looking over the mountain.
Did you miss that?
Yep, I did. So we're looking on the mountain, and he says, stop. And he stops. And he puts on the brakes on the four-wheeler. So I'm holding on to it. What?
I let you go.
What did you see? I should have. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking on the mountain. And he says, stop. And he puts on the brakes. And so I said, what? Jared, did you see something? And he said, shh. And he pulls up his bow. He has his bow and he puts it out. He pulls it back and he aims it towards the deer. And he looks. And he goes, boom. And he lets it go and it goes, what? And the deer falls to the ground. But guess what? Now the work begins. He found the deer, he shot it, and now the work begins. So, he forgot his knife. You usually have to have a knife in order to cut the deer open and take care of it and to get it back to camp, right? Well, Jared didn't have a knife. He forgot it. Oh, man. It's gonna be a long night if we don't have a rope or a knife. So, he says, all right, Stephanie, we need your help. So I said, all right, what do you got to do? He says, we have to lift this deer right there up onto the four-wheeler so that we can get it back to camp. And I thought, oh, man, all right. So it was just me and him. And the deer was really heavy because it was really big. It had really big horns. And so we marched. Okay, so me and Jared, we had to go pick up this there, so he grabbed the horns and I grabbed the legs and we pulled, then we pulled, then we pulled.
You should have grabbed the horn.
I should have went, and we threw it on the back of the four-wheeler. And so Jared says, all right, let's go back to camp. So he gets on the four-wheeler and starts driving, or where he's going to drive, and he says, all right, Steph, get on. And I thought, what? Jared's driving the four-wheeler, and the deer's on the back of the four-wheeler. Where am I going to sit? He says, get on. I said, oh, all right. So I got on. And I'm holding on to the deer with the legs, and I'm holding on to the deer with the horns. And down the mountain we go. We're driving down the mountain. And guess what happened? He did a big boom. And guess what happened to the deer? The tongue, it licked me. It licked my head. And I said, ah! And he stopped. And he put on the brakes. Ah! And he said, Stephanie, what is wrong with you? And I said, Jared, the deer, it licked me. And I let go of the deer. And the deer, it was, and it falls onto the ground. And the head's flopping and the legs are flopping. And it falls onto the ground and I jump off. And he says to me, Stephanie, the deer is dead. It cannot lick you. And I said, but Jared, it did. It got its tongue in it. And it licked my hand when you went over the bump. And I said, ah! And it was so gross. Oh, it was nasty. And he says, Stephanie, you just let go of the deer. And the deer fell onto the ground. Now how are we going to get this deer back up onto the four-wheeler again? And he was very frustrated. I felt really bad. But you know what? I said, all right, the deer's dead. Not going to lick me again. Let's do this. So we picked up the deer and we pulled it. And we pulled it. And we pulled it. And we flopped it on the four-wheeler again. And Jared says, all right, get on. I says, I don't think so. I'm driving. So I climb onto the driver's seat and he climbs on behind me. And down the mountain we go. And we get back to camp. And he says, well, at least we know that the deer is dead. And it's on the back of the four-wheeler. And you're a wimp. And I said, I am not a wimp. That deer just licked my hand. And it was so gross. He says, Stephanie, that deer was dead. It is not going to lick you. And I said, all right, you take care of it yourself then. So Jared had to hang it up by its legs and pull the rope when we got back to camp. And he hung it there. And there hung our dead deer that licked my hand.
Why didn't it lick Dad's hand?